Are business owners on restaurant reality shows really that clueless? You get little disclaimers at the end of those shows along the lines of some scenes may have been shot for the purposes of entertainment. They are scripted. I was reading a post yesterday on our Tales from the Front Desk about a hotel owner-manager couple who wrote up a front desk employee for allowing a dog in the hotel. The employee stated that it was a seeing eye dog and preventing it from staying would be illegal. The couple insisted that no pets were allowed, and besides, the person who checked in wasn't blind. The employee said that you can see in the video that the woman who checked in had a husband with a white cane and dark glasses who had the dog. There really are clueless people out there. Being a business owner doesn't mean you are smarter or kinder than other people. The setting and situation can be real, but it's always inflamed. Notice they picked the restaurant with the inept hot head chef and the butthead lazy son that inherited the business and thinks he knows everything? Those are the targets. They inflame a situation that will present the ugly side of those people for entertainment. Just like Jersey Shore, where they get the worst Guidos and brainlets from the NJ Italian community, set them up in a house and watch them flip out. Personalities are chosen specifically for the entertainment. Sorry to break it to you, but reality shows are not real. Everything is scripted and coached, but made to look real. Source: my family has been featured on several reality shows. Are business owners on restaurant reality shows really that clueless? Probably just the ones on that reality show so it draws more viewers. Although reality shows are fake, I don't think the whole losing money thing is unusual for a small business owner, especially for a restaurant. Most people look at their restaurant as their dream, and if they find themselves thousands in the hole, they are not just going to cut their losses and board up the windows. Most of them don't have a plan B. They probably tell themselves they just need to keep grinding, and they go forward doing the same things hoping business picks up. By the time they bring in the camera crews, they've been struggling for years and are incredibly discouraged and feeling like failures. Yes, they are that clueless. My youngest wanted to open a restaurant and had delusions of grandeur about the menu. I posed a challenge to her. Find 3 restaurants in town with the smallest menus you can find and find 3 that have the biggest menu. My bet was that 2 of the 3 with the small menu would be good if not great, yet all 3 with the big menu would be below average at best. She scoffed at that notion. I bet 10 and won. Of course she really won because Dad bought 6 dinners lol. If you find a place that is clean and specializes on food and drink, it will likely be great. Find somewhere with a giant stuffed parrot on the wall, selling 400 drinks and 200 food items, and has a floor that blinds you when you turn a black light on, chances are it'll be a bad day. It's going to depend on the exact show. Some definitely stage things, and often showrunners specifically search for the most unhinged and idiotic owners. I think Restaurant Impossible seems one of the MSOT honest show out there. Robert is not interested in drama, and mostly focus on good food, decor, and teaching the basic of restaurant management and finances to owners who were incredibly naive, and interview with people who were on the show are generally much more positive than kitchen nightmares. Having known a few business owners and worked a few jobs, yes, they can be that clueless or cheap. Tons of people open a business with zero knowledge of how to run said business, that's why a lot of them fail. But reality TV is scripted and most of it's fake. One of the biggest things I learned getting my MBA was that a lot of people don't understand basic business logic. I remember sitting in class thinking, when are they going to tell us something other than the basics? And after class having someone say to me, holy cow, I'm already thinking of so many things I can do to improve my side business. It's especially prevalent with any of the math or accounting aspects. People think math is hard, so they don't even try. They hear other people say I did this, and don't get any other details and just go with it without knowing the other details that made it work. TL Doctor: yes, some business owners are that clueless. It depends on the show, but yes, many business owners are clueless. Restaurants have a 60% failure rate in the first year. Lots of people start them without realizing how difficult they can be to run successfully. Was the show unreal? I don't believe reality TV in any way, but yes, some owners are that clueless. People think running a restaurant is easy. My ex is a head chef, worked at some amazing restaurants. He knows how to run a kitchen. His timing, so all the food went out at the right temperature together, is perfect. He keeps a clean chef's coat because so many patrons wanted to thank him, tip him directly. He bought a little breakfast place. He admits that he's glad his wife has a good head for all the other details. Licenses, inventory, schedules, pest control, etc. The only backside he worries about is food inventory rotation. A restaurant we used to go to back in the mid-2000s was on Kitchen Nightmares, and we ended up eating there one of the nights they shot the show. We were greeted with a new menu that was incredibly confusing and weird, which was then later presented on the show as the menu the restaurant had always been using. So, yeah, take anything you see on these shows with a grain of salt. I have not seen the shows you mentioned, but I had the opportunity to speak with a restaurant owner that was on Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. I was told that Ramsay and the producers convinced her to do things that she would have never done on her own. One of the antics involved having her belly dance through the restaurant for the guests. Belly dancing was a hobby of hers, but she had never done it in the restaurant or advertised her hobby at the restaurant. Ramsay convinced her it would be so fun and that patrons would love it. Producers insisted it would make the episode more personable and convince viewers to come eat, and then they cut it in a way that absolutely humiliated her. Ramsay pretended to be incredulous and she looked so foolish. She was a really nice person, and speaking with her made me decide to stop watching these types of shows. I understand that things have to be sensational for ratings views, but I feel like this woman was conned when she genuinely wanted help with her restaurant. IMO many are trapped by what worked in past versus what attracts and keeps new customers. It's also an expensive risk to update and remodel when you're afraid of change and not willing to update the menus and ingredients, too. And yeah, most of those reality shows are about as real as professional wrestling, just my 2 cents. I don't know anything about restaurants, but I have seen a large number of manufacturing businesses that are as bad as those restaurants on the TV shows. One guy I worked for as a contractor inherited a profitable business and a mortgage-free $2 million house and had to mortgage the house 3 years after his father died. If you are running a restaurant that is slowly failing, you still have people who come. So if you change a lot of stuff, you risk alienating your existing customers to pursue customers who may never come. It is a hard thing to do. It really depends on the owner and how much the business means to them. I have met a few wealthy restaurant owners who basically ran the restaurants as a hobby, and they were fine with the restaurant breaking even or losing a bit of money every year. I've seen older owners who don't particularly want to change anything, but all of their kids and nephews end up working for the restaurant through their teens and 20s, so the restaurant almost functions as a very complicated way to give their family cash.